Welcome to New Holstein High School and Plymouth Panther football. Tonight the Plymouth Panthers travel to New Holstein to take on the New Holstein Huskies. This is Brad Ballbrook along with Scott Richards bringing tonight's telecast. And we're just about ready to have the introductions, but Scott, it's a third conference game, and the Panthers are starting to pick up a little steam and looking forward to a good game tonight.
Well, the Panthers, Brad, they're 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the conference. Their one loss is to a team rated number 8 in Division I in the state, Indian Trails.
And I believe they're up to number 5 right now.
They could be. They could well be. New Holstein, I believe, is 2-2, 1-1 in the conference. Their one in the conference was against Kiel, and they had a really good rushing game. New Holstein's always had athletes, always. And so, you know, it's a beautiful night for football, and we'll see how it goes with the players on the field.
Well, New Holstein Huskies had a really impressive win against the Kiel Raiders, rushing for over 500 yards on the ground, and they put the ball up in the air just as well. And it's just one of those things where you say, okay, are they for real? And you know, they're a little bit undersized, and school-wise they're undersized, but like you say, they always bring good athletes to the football field, and you know, you still got to make the difference on the field.
Absolutely, we are right under the
at quarterback number 20.
Yeah, PA. The public address announcement is right here, and it's plenty loud, so hope they can handle it and deal with it.
But we're all right. Like I said, when we got out of the car, out of the mobile production vehicle, it was 64 degrees, a very, very light wind. The field looks in great shape. You know, it should be a good Friday night high school football game. You know, what we're seeing around the state's interesting. Down in the greater metro, North Shore, they're starting to play some Thursday night games.
Right.
Now, that might be because FSN Sports, certainly not as good as we are, but is starting to, they do some broadcasts.
Well, I think that's part of it. I think they like to provide a good quality game on Thursday nights, but at the same time, there are limited good fields. I mean, a lot of budgets are really been cut, so people are sharing fields a lot. Kenosha alone shares AstroTurf field, and Oshkosh shares theirs, and they have 2 varsity games sometimes on a Friday night. One at 5 and one later at 7:30 or something like that.
Well, my son coaches at Tulsa East, and they play at a place called Hart Park. Beautiful facility. Marquette and Tulsa East share it. It used to be Marquette, Tulsa East, and Tulsa West, but they built a field at Tulsa West because it was just because, quite frankly, when they brought in soccer, so, you know, soccer uses it, varsity football, JV, freshman, and that's okay. You know, it should be used. It costs a lot of money to build these things. Use them.
You see more and more turf fields coming in because of the multi-uses, and they make them multi-use turf fields, you know. So.
Well, you know, and the cost is between $800,000 and $1 million to put in the turf. But usually they'll have, like the field you're seeing now, it's just bigger, more stuff around it, and you figure there's basically no maintenance.
Exactly.
So they're projected to last at least 20 years, and so, you know, I know to rent the field prior to the turf at Hart, Tulsa East was paying between $40,000 and $50,000 a year.
Exactly.
So they probably don't have to pay as much right now.
Well, Jack Higginbottom went down with an injury last week. I believe a broken wrist of sort.
Right.
Out for the season probably, and so Jared Weinbauer will be kicking off, a sophomore. And he has really did a nice job at the end of last week's game, putting the ball relatively deep. The wind's behind him a little bit, and we're just about ready to get underway. And there we go with a kickoff. That ball is going to sail down to about the 3-yard line. And nice job of coverage there.
Yep.
Panthers will take him down, and Weinbauer actually was in on the tackle.
Well, Jacob Dawn returned it. I tell you what, in high school, you know, Brad, in high school, inside the 10 is good, inside the 5 is great.
Right.
And Weinbauer's kicks last week at the end after Higginbottom went out are great. That's what a luxury. You know, you lose your kicker who's been your kicker for 2 years, and you have a kid that come in and does a great job.
Actually, Ben Albers on that tackle, number 45 instead of 46. So, 1st and 10 Huskies at their 19-yard line. We'll set that defense for you as we move along here. Motion to the bottom side of your screen. Quick dive, and nice job of defending right there. What's his name? Zach Bradley. I always want to say Jake, Because I worked with Jake and dealt with Jake.
Well, Zach
but
Bradley,
Zach Bradley right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, here's the impressive thing. They tried to double team Zach Bradley, and they didn't get the double team, so he made the play. It was a trap with the right guard pulling to the left. Holstein runs somewhat of a modified wing tee. We ran a wing tee, 20-some years ago, or actually sometime in the 90s.
If you run them well, you can run any offense. 2nd and 9. That's going to be a sweep over the right, left side here. Pretty good speed down about the 26-yard line. Out to the 27. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. I tell you, the kid got the edge there, Scott.
Well, there was a lot of edge there, Brad. Somebody didn't play that correctly on the outside. Usually, somebody has outside responsibility. He may have been turned in on a good block.
That'll bring up 3rd, and they say 3. It's a short 3 at best.
Well, we know Holstein can run the ball. They had 512 yards against Kiel. And Kiel, is okay. So.
3rd and 3. Panthers looking to blitz here a little bit and fall forward. They're going to be awfully close to the first down. They're going to be spotted short of that. It'll bring up 4th and about a half yard.
Zach Bradley.
Probably a full yard.
Early in the game.
And it's going to be an early decision.
But early in the game, you don't want to give the Panthers, whose offense exploded for 42 points last week. They've looked really, really good. Actually, they weren't too bad the first game against Indian Trails. So Holstein's going to go in punt formation rather than risk a 4th and 1. We're very, very backed up in their own territory.
Deep for the punt is Niles. Colin Niles deep for the punt. And that's going to go straight up. The wind's going to get hold of it. Niles is going to come up and let it bounce. And it takes a Panther bounce, and it's going to be at about the 46-yard line of the New Holstein Huskies. Nice job by Colin Niles to, get after it, but then make the right decision and get away from it.
If you can't catch it there, you're in great shape. This broadcast is possible through the sponsorship of the backers. These ads are brought to you by the backers, the TV14 backer team. We're proud to have the backers supporting the youth and teams in our community. Join the backers. For more information, call the studio at 893-0006.
Well, it's spotted at the 45, 1st and 10 Panthers at the New Holstein 45. Swing pass out there.
Staling
is going to take that ball and bring it up the field for about 8 yards.
Samuel Staling.
8 yards to Staling.
53, Nathan Kaiser.
And the Panther Booster Club would like to thank all the fans of Plymouth football and the many businesses in our community who support the cause. Their goal is to support the coaches and molding young men who do well on the field, and they want to thank the Plymouth Community TV 14 broadcast crew.
Well, 2nd and 2. Niles in shotgun here. Staling reverse here. Niles out in front, well defended and not very well blocked, tell you the truth, Scott. They have people out in front, and we got to put a hat on every one that's red. And that time it wasn't. Gain of about 1. And reverse early. Interesting.
That's usually you try to sort of set that baby up a little bit, but they gave Williford the ball, and there wasn't much of there. What happens, the success for Holstein was they simply strung out the play.
Sometimes you got to go ahead and seal that inside, and that was not sealed very well on the inside. Brings up 3rd and 1. Niles talking to Albers there as he comes set at the tight end right side. And Williford straight up the gut. And they're going to be short, Scott. I got to tell you, right now, New Holstein playing quite stout, and our kids playing kind of like, we'll go through the motions, and we got to put a hat and head on every red shirt. We're not doing that very well right now.
Well, I agree, Brad. That was just simply a case where their man beat our man. It's as simple as that. As Williford is he's a load, and there was nothing for him there. So the Panthers, where they are right now, are going to go 4th and very short.
One thing about Tyler, though, he's a little bit more of a straight up and down runner. If he lowers his shoulder, he's pretty tough to bring down, but he likes to see the field a little bit better than that. So, I formation. Niles under center. He's going to sneak this. And he got a little help from his friends there. He's going to fall forward for about a 2-yard gain. Interesting spot here as he's down close to about the 33-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 34, I believe.
Well, and that was a case where Colin picks his spot. He looks up, sees where, and actually probably watched where the nose tackle went. Right. Holstein pretty much runs a 5-2 monster, where the monster will be on our strong side or the wide side of the field.
Well, both offense and defensively, the Huskies run a traditional set. They really do. Niles will roll left, inside pitch to Trakel. Trakel going to take it down inside, and he fumbles the ball. They're going to mark it down. Maybe an early whistle to our advantage there.
I don't think he was down, but the whistle blows the plays dead on the whistle.
Zach Cade, nonetheless, did get on the ball, so it would have been Panther ball nonetheless. Gain of about 10 yards, 11 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 23-yard line. Gain of about 10.
Gain of 10, that'll be a first down for the Panthers.
Well, very diverse offense for the Panthers right now. Reverse, inside shovel pass. And Niles will keep this. That's that read option, and he saw that Staley was drawing the defensive end quite well and went up,
Number 11,
cut that up, and gain of about 9 yards, almost 10, and they are going to give it 10 yards and a first down for the Panthers.
And I'll tell you, Brad, Sam Staley carried out a great fake.
He absolutely did.
When you get 1 or 2 people to go after you, you've done your job.
Well, they had me fooled, but that doesn't take much, you know. 1st and 10, now Panthers down inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 13-yard line. Shotgun formation, full house back here. Stealing over the right side, going to cut back inside. He's going to gain about 4 yards.
I think Sam got him all
Maybe
what he
3.
could get out of the play. Was bunched up inside. Now the whole team was in more of a 4-man defense, nobody over the center.
It still seems like we're missing some black sauce like that. The kid that made the play there could have been easily kicked out. Sometimes that takes a little bit of feel-out period where Panthers will make sure they get to the right man at the right time, and they'll gain their momentum. 2nd and 7, inside the 10-yard line. Panthers early on, 7 minutes left in this first quarter. Trakel over the right side. I tell you, Trakel last week was a workhorse.
Number 7, Brad Trakel.
And again, we're not able to maintain blocks like we normally would. And it might be because they're a little bit quicker. It could be that situation.
I think that you're right, Brad. That's not, we've seen some really good sized Holstein teams. They're not quite as big as what we've seen in the past, but they certainly are holding their own in the inside from tackle to tackle.
Now you're going to see a double wide right here. What we call eagle formation, single back with Stealing in the backfield. Usually a passing formation. And it's going to be a slant right to
nice
Pickard
throw.
On the money, touchdown
Right.
Panthers.
Everybody
you can say it, Scott.
Everybody thinks it looks simple, but I'll tell you what, it was right on the button.
Well timed, well thrown, hit him in stride. Good hands by Pickard, get his hands out in front of him. Hauls it in, touchdown Panthers. 6:19 left in the first quarter. Panthers lead 6-0. Extra point to follow.
Niles to hold, Weinbauer to kick.
And Trakel does the snapping here.
The kick is good.
Brad Trakel snaps, and I mean, he's a good running back, but he'll snap the ball. We've had all kinds of different kids snapping the ball from different positions and all that stuff.
A new sponsor added to the backers, the Ostov Resort in Elkhart Lake. The Ostov Resort, a 4-diamond AAA property in Elkhart Lake, is holding a job fair Sunday, September 29th from noon until 4. If you're looking for a part-time job or seeking career options, you'll be able to speak directly to a hiring manager and guarantee yourself an interview. Open positions can be reviewed by checking out the Ostov website at www.ostov.com and their employment page. The Ostov Resort focuses on delivering the best Midwest resort experience. Plymouth Professional Massage Therapy. 515 East Mill Street in downtown Plymouth. You can relax, rejuvenate, and renew. Katie Henning, a licensed massage therapist with 15 years experience, treats clients of all ages at Plymouth Professional Massage Therapy in a clinical setting. She provides a personal consultation to customize treatment for stress relief and healing. If you're not better in 2, they'll refer you. It means if after 2 treatments you're not improved, they will refer you to another health professional. A certified health coach, Katie Henning, will work with companies and groups to help employee wellness for a more productive workforce. Call them at www.plymouthprofessionalmassage.com or www.katie-henning.healthcoach.intergenerativenutrition.com.
Well, Weinbauer kicks it through the end zone. Nice job of kicking. A little bit more of a line drive, but one bounce off the 1-yard line into the end zone, and that's a dead ball automatically in high school football. Anytime the ball reaches the end zone on a kick, it is a dead ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jared's 2 kicks have been to the 3 and in the end zone, so he's really stepped it up.
Well, he's only a sophomore, and we've had a history of soccer kids wanting to kick for the football team, and it has worked for us.
And he really had a goal this year to do some kicking. If not this year, next year, and this year it's opened up for him.
1st and 10 for the Huskies. I formation.
Trakel.
And Trakel will take care of business there. I'll tell you, that was well defended. Started with Luke Held, just kind of standing his person up, and you know, there's no place to go. You got to try to bounce, and this whole defense is designed to make things bounce. And when they bounce, it creates more time for that inside backer to go ahead and fill, and that's exactly what happened there. Nice job by Luke Held. It'll be 2nd and 10. Don Marker says 1st and 10, but it is 2nd and 10.
Well, with 5 linebackers, Brad, they just try to create a little confusion for the offense.
Motion to your side of the field here, and a dive over the right side. Going to gain about 2 yards.
You know, we talked about this earlier. Holstein isn't as physically big as what we've seen, but they really stay low and get off the ball well.
Well, you know, technique can make a great difference at this level. You know, you don't have to be great size until you get to the top level programs where you have size and, you know, technique, but you can go a long ways by teaching proper technique and getting kids to play the game the right way. 3rd and 8, a short 8, dropped on the ground, and they'll get the handoff over the right side. No place to go. Nice job of chasing it down by, I believe, Colin Niles there. Solid tackle. Nope, number 52.
Play number 11, Colin Niles.
Well, Cody Huffman out there, but they give him credit to Colin Niles. I believe it was Colin Niles.
And Cody Huffman was out there as well, Brad. You know, what that said, though, on 3rd and long is Holstein doesn't want to put the ball in the air.
I know, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the fumbled snap. That was a planned run right from the start.
Panthers have a chance of getting very, very good field position again as the Huskies are punting again against the wind.
Double safeties for the Panthers. Staling is 1. He's going to get it on the bounce.
He's at the 50 now.
Nice cut.
Dance a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit more north-south running.
Once again, the whistle had blown when he was down.
Now that's twice Staling has put it on the ground. Who was the other fumble on?
Number 22, Staling.
Or was that?
By number 78.
I can't remember, but there was one that was blown dead.
All right.
And this one also was blown dead. This one would have gone to New Holstein if it was not blown dead.
So the Panthers, again, in New Holstein territory, 2nd drive of the 1st quarter, coming to you from the Holstein. 4:13 left in the 1st quarter. Plymouth leading the Huskies 7-0.
We have a timeout to the Plymouth Panthers, and Dudley, something not quite right with the offensive set, so Coach Graham will take a timeout.
Panthers.
With a timeout, Advanced Eye Care, 300 East Mill Street in downtown Plymouth. Doctors Tim and Cheryl Ziegler and the staff at Advanced Eye Care can provide for all your eye health needs. Whether it's vision or eye health testing, a new pair of glasses from their wide selection of frames, or contact lenses under their guaranteed contact lens success program, Advanced Eye Care does it all. Most insurance plans and Medicare are accepted. Advanced Eye Care, leading the way in total vision wellness. www.advancedeyecareplymouth.com. Van Horn Automotive of Plymouth. Visit them at vhcars.com. The Van Horn Auto Group of Plymouth takes a straightforward approach to helping our customers solve credit problems with assisting in rebuilding their credit with an auto loan. Van Horn Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Joe Van Horn Chevrolet, and Sheboygan County Budget Auto are dedicated to making your car buying experience as enjoyable as possible. To apply for a credit loan online, please visit vhcars.com.
Panthers take over, 1st and 10 at the New Holstein Husky 45-yard line. I formation. Niles under center, fakes the dive, and will throw a long pass. This is down to Bocchini, and he will score.
You know, I was just going to say, as they're lining up, their corners are inside shade of that outside receiver. If you can get them to bite inside and get outside, and that's basically what happened. Nice throw by Colin Niles. Bocchini was so wide open, you didn't want to overthrow him.
Yeah, he was wide open. He might have underthrown that a little bit, but he was being careful. He wanted a 30-yard gain. He got a 45-yard gain with a touchdown. So 13-0, 4:04 left in this first quarter yet. and Birnbaum.
Or Weinbauer.
Weinbauer.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's okay. He's got
Oh yeah, here we go.
multiple personalities.
I was down a few more numbers here. Weinbauer again, yes.
So the Panthers 404 was 413 on the start of the play. 404, it's now 14-0. Jim's Appliance Repair Service and Sales, 1200 Eastern Avenue in Plymouth. Jim's Appliance Repair Service and Sales, the one-stop source for all of your appliance needs. Jimmy DeRuin, a certified technician, provides in-home service and repair for appliances, including washers, dryers, dishwashers, refrigerators, ovens, ice makers, microwaves, and even garbage disposals. Same-day services available in the Plymouth area. New appliances, Jim's Appliance Sales can help you purchase from all major brands. Jim's overhead is so low, so your price is low as well. Give Jimmy a call at 892-2333 or visit their website at jims-appliance-repair-service.com. Let Jim's take care of all your appliance needs. You will be glad you did. It's amazing, Brad. Over the years we've done this. Now it's not a phone number very often, although we throw that out there. Lots of websites,
yep,
and good ones. And good ones. And you know, you can access a lot of those websites by clicking on Plymouth, www.plymouthtv.org, and check out our backers. And if their symbol is there, whatever that may be, click the symbol and you go right to their website. I know.
Linked right in, and
if they have a website linked through us, you can go right there. I know the Osthoff is going to have their employment page. You can fill out an online application by going through our website.
Weinbauer down to about the 1 yard line and through the end zone again. Now he has a wind behind him, but he's hitting that ball pretty well.
He's really got the wind, but it's not like a 15-mile-an-hour wind. It's not that brisk.
So the Huskies will take over at their own 20, 1st and 10. 14-0, 4:04 left in this first quarter. Well, in earlier action, the Plymouth freshmen took on the New Holstein Huskies freshmen last night and defeated the New Holstein Huskies freshmen 28-6. The JVs will not play until Monday. It's a conference rule that's been about 2 years in effect, Scott, I believe.
Couple years.
There's a quarterback read. Quarterback's going to get outside, and Traco will take him down, but not until he gains about 8 yards.
It was a good fake. The Holstein quarterback gave a real nice fake. Brad got a little bit nosy on the play. He's got outside contain on that situation, but was able to recover and at least prevent him from getting a first down. Holstein does not have a first down, and I hate to say that, knock on wood.
Well, 2nd and 2. Good chance they'll get a first down in this drive unless the Panthers come up with a big stop right here. And again on 3rd down, but under center, straight dive, and fall forward. That is a first down. Well run. Ullman on the stop.
Carried by number
Again,
43.
Isaac Ullman is a junior running deep linebacker. We'll set that defense a little bit for you. On the nose is Zach Bradley. One defensive end is number 76, Luke Held. And at the other defensive end is number 57, I should say 59, Wesley Meinert. That's your defensive down lineman. And the same quarterback read. He's going to be open. Well run here.
Quarterback keeper.
Be taken down by Tyler Williford, but I'll tell you, he held that ball a long time to make everybody commit to the dive and pulled it out last minute. Well run.
Very, very well run, Brad, but not real well defended. You know, they've allowed that outside a couple times. That's actually the third. They had about a 7 or 8 yard gain earlier.
Well, quite often what the intent is that your defensive end and your inside backers take care of the dive. Your Mike linebacker has to take care of the quarterback, and Williford sometimes will not feel comfortable, and that time it looked like he was going to be there. I was watching him a little bit there.
Yep.
He's got to be more conscious of that quarterback. He doesn't have to make plays on the fullback.
Well, that time, Luke Held actually made the play on the opposite side of the line from his defensive end. Usually that's just a brush block by the lineman. In that situation, the brush, Luke just beat the brush block, was able to hustle and make the play for no gain.
And when I talk about Williford being responsible for the quarterback, it's usually the second person in the option is Williford. He's got to be there. The dive, the very first dive person, your linemen and defensive ends are supposed to take care of that, and your backers. But the Mike in this defense has to take that second option. Here's a dive over the left side. Runs through the tackle of
43.
Bradley, but
And I think the Holstein, the way the game is low, is in 4-down territory right now.
Right.
2 on the play. It'll bring up third down and 8.
I mean, their first punt was 17 yards, so I just don't see. I think they're in 4 down, and they are a running football team.
well, right now, if they give up the ball right here, they would give us poorer field position than what we've had the first 2 times. So, and they want to get something going here. The fullback is a pretty good sized kid. And from the backside there,
Quarterback sacked by number.
that time Cody Hoffman. And that's really important in this defense, is if you don't get blocked on the weak side, you got to come real hard, and you can make the play on this read option if he holds the ball that long.
Well, you know what they're doing, and this is a Danny Canales trait. When he sees that, he starts really sending that weak side linebacker.
Right.
He'll crash his end, but he'll send that weak side linebacker out hard, and that's what Cody Hoffman did, and they were able to make a good play. Now they are going to punt it, Brad, try to pin the Panthers back a little bit at the 43. 4th and 10 is a long ways to go in this situation.
Absolutely. Good snap, line drive against the wind. 1 bounce. And Niles will turn it up the field and bring it back to about the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 15.
Well, the big thing is he didn't let it bounce any further. I know you have said that I don't know how many times.
It's my pet peeve. If you can field a punt, you save a lot of yardage. It's yardage that comes real easy if you just field it, Sometimes it's hard to get 7 or 8 yards grinding it out. But if you field a punt and won't let it bounce 7, 8, 10 yards.
Well, it's a field position game, and being on the 16 beats the heck out of being on the 10 or 9.
Absolutely. And a whistle blows. Time out here. Well, they're going to have Williford leave the field due to maybe an equipment situation. That could very well be. Traco will come in, interchangeable parts. That's what
I didn't, Willie there was no question. Willie, he trotted off, so.
Yep. No argument there. Shotgun formation, 2-back set, 2 wide, tight end right. And they're stealing over the left side. He's going to bust it up inside. He's going to get almost 10 yards. Just short of the first down, depending upon the mark.
Samuel Staley.
Tell you, Sam is a talented running back. He's a sprinter on the track team, only a sophomore, but he's really growing into a varsity running back, Brad, where the speed of the game is different, the cuts are different, the reads, and every week he's just gotten a little bit better. His baptism under fire, Indian Trails, was a little bit of a wake up, but he's really, really growing into that position.
And he learns to be so much. He's learning to be so much more patient, and then bust off a block that he was patient behind, which is huge. Niles will keep it down the left side. He's still on his feet inside, or I should say, just outside the 30, out to about the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. The Panthers gain of 10 yards.
Colin Niles throws a nice ball, but people don't realize he's a good runner.
Absolutely.
He's got good field vision. He's got decent quickness. He's a good running back.
But Matt Olig is the left offensive tackle. Cody Huffman is the left guard. I should correct that. It's actually number 51, Denton Saladini, is left guard. Your center is Zach Bradley. Your right guard is Luke Held, number 76, and your right tackle is number 59. That is, of course, Wesley Minard. That sends that offensive line. We'll get the rest of that to you as we go, and we have another ad.
We certainly do. Miller and Belt Incorporated, Hillendale Road, the corner of 67 and PP in Plymouth. Missed opportunities can leave a person full of regret, which is why Miller and Belt Incorporated is giving you so many opportunities to get a new Simplicity tractor or riding lawnmower. You'll find season-ending deals right now at Miller and Belt. As they say, all good things come to an end, and summer is no exception. Let Miller and Belt Incorporated help you prepare for winter with pre-season savings on Simplicity snow throwers. Also, check out their complete line of steel chainsaws and trimmers. The Paddock Club, South Lake Street in Elkhart Lake. Visit them at www.paddockclub.com. ElkhartLake.com. For a truly unique dining experience, visit the Paddock Club, located in beautiful Elkhart Lake. Diners can take in the activity of the bustling open kitchen from the main dining room or enjoy a delicious sandwich along with a cold Wisconsin beer or glass of exceptional wine at the turn of the Century Bar. Their menu, which combines seasonal ingredients with European culinary traditions, features handmade pastas, fresh fish, and steaks. Join them for Tapas Tuesdays. Every small plate in the menu is from $3 to $12. Once you've been at the Paddock Club, you'll want to return. The inviting atmosphere and wonderful cuisine draw you back to savor a truly unique experience. Open Tuesday through Sunday for your dining pleasure.
1st and 10, Panthers at their own 35. Kyle Nile with a quick out here to Zach Kane, and Zach Kane will take a hit, but he'll gain about 3. Zach Kane had a very nice game against the Two River Raiders, boy. I'll tell you, he just caught the ball so very, very well.
Well, he's another kid, Brad. Even though he's a junior, as a freshman, he was a quarterback. As a sophomore, he split time at quarterback and receiver. He too is just, getting used to that position.
He's evolving. No question.
First game, he may have dropped a couple. Now he just relaxes and lets the ball come to him.
2nd and 7 after a gain of 3. Shotgun formation, single back. This is that option. This is going to Staling. Picker with a crackback. Staling dancing. He's going to gain it out to about the 50-yard line. Gain of about 12 yards. Didn't look like there was a whole lot there, Scott, but he did a nice job of shifting around a little bit.
I think he showed you some really great potential with his quickness, so Brad. I know we lost 2 really good running backs in Corey Younger and Eric Roberts last year, and that was a concern coming in. But both Brad Trakel and Sam Staling and Ty Williford have stepped up. But I think you saw the quickness that Staling brings to the running back stable.
It'll be 1st and 10 inside New Holstein Husky territory at about the 49-yard line. I believe that is Williford.
Ball carried by number 32, Tyler Wilson.
And Coach Grahn, our offensive coordinator, throws a lot of stuff at you. A lot of different looks, a lot of different formations, but the bottom line is whatever you can run depends upon those palookas up front.
Exactly.
As Barry Alvarez calls them, the palookas. If they can establish a ground game, then everything else will work well. And we certainly have some talented, skilled people, but the palookas sort of set the table.
We mentioned that offensive line. They've done a pretty nice job the last couple weeks. 2nd and 9. Very short gain that time. That's ball thrown on the money. Tell you, it wasn't poorly defended at all.
And we're going to get a penalty at the end of the play. Usually in that situation, it's
maybe a little late hit, maybe, I don't know, or maybe a face mask. But boy, that ball was thrown on a laser there. Well defended right there, not able to knock it down, and Picker with sure hands right there.
5-yard face mask.
Yeah, non-personal foul.
Right. You're right, Brad.
And
that was just basically a 10 or 12-yard turn in, and the ball was on time. It was right in the hands, right at the chin. Nice throw, nice catch, nice gain. Panthers knocking on the door again, Brad, at 31-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the New Holstein 31-yard line. 10:09 left in this first half. I formation, Niles under center. Motion with Bukini coming this way. Niles will tuck it away, make a little juke, cut it back up. Still on his feet, going to come to the wide side. Going to get the block he needs. Matter of speed down the sideline, and he'll score. I will tell you, the big block was a very patient block out here. I didn't get. There will be a flag in the play, something in the middle of the field. But when he got to the side, whoever had the block didn't have the angle, but set himself up and patiently waited to make the block. But earlier on, there was an illegal block in the back, and this will come back.
On the other side of the field, Brad. That was an outstanding scramble and run by Colin Niles. But you're right, we couldn't see that, but the 2 blocks out here were certainly good blocks, very patient. But it's going to come back.
Sometimes when you're in an open field and you have receivers out there, they don't always have the angle you want. You just got to try to find a head in front of the defender, and it's not always the case. So they'll lose 15 yards on that, but from the spot of foul brings it back only 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15. Shotgun formation, single back, double wings. Screen over the right side. Well set up. Williford bounding down inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line.
You know, you sort of saw the difference in styles with Niles and Williford, or even Staling. Niles and Staling will sort of run around people. Williford sort of hunts somebody down to run over.
What was nice about that play is it looked like it was going to be a swing pass to this side, and they got a lot of defensive backfield motion this way, and then they went the other way with a screen very well set up, and I don't think Williford was avoiding any contact whatsoever.
Very well designed play.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 at the 19. Stealing over the right side. He's going to gain about 3.
You know, we have a lot of weapons we're throwing at Holstein, but they're no cupcake. They're hitting, they're lining, they're getting off the ball. You know, for people that expected, well, we'll just, score every time we hand somebody the ball. That's not the case.
Not at all. Like I said, very early on, they were getting off of blocks and making some plays. Right now, the Panthers are starting to find their rhythm a little bit, but the Holstein is, like you said, they are still coming at you quite aggressively. 8:30 left in this first half. 14-0. 14 first quarter points. Panthers knocking on the door, second and about 6. Sailing over the right side, nothing there. And that's exactly what we're talking about, Scott.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Tell you what, Holstein moves their defensive line around, but they get off the ball, Brad. There's no monkeying around. They get off the ball, and at times they're just simply getting off the ball and beating our offensive line.
Gain about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd and 5. This, again, would be either 4-down territory or maybe try a field goal and see what
Weinbauer can do.
Exactly. Shotgun formation. Niles all day back there. Going to throw a wheel route into the end zone and knock down. Nice play by the Holstein Husky.
Very good defensive play.
He might have thrown that a little late, but nice play.
I tell you what, though, the primary receivers were covered. I give Colin a lot of credit. He's looked the field over, and that was his best option. Either Kane catches it or nobody catches it, and it was well played by Mike Blanc from the Holstein.
Yeah, Michael Blanc made a real nice play. He really recovered, and they were running out of end zone there a little bit. He threw it to the pylon where he was going to be. One of those things.
You don't see a lot, of course, he's a 3-year starter, but you don't see a lot of high school quarterbacks that can look over the field like Colin Niles.
Right. 4th and 5. Niles will roll left. He's looking in the end zone. Zach Kane wide open, touchdown.
Tell you what, great job rolling left, getting his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, throwing the ball right on the button. That's just a great job by Niles to Kane.
That's 3 touchdown passes in this first half for Colin Niles.
Right, and I'll tell you what, again, people that think that's easy to roll left and throw back across your body, it's not. Kane came all the way from the other side of the field. It wasn't wide open, but right on the button again, Niles to Kane.
Kick is good. 21-0. 7:38 left in this first half. Panthers lead.
And Community Bank and Trust, 2511 Eastern Avenue in Plymouth. Community Bank and Trust proudly supports Plymouth Athletics. Show your Panther pride with Panther Spirit checks available at all Bank and Trust offices. Member FDIC. Give them a call at 893-4444. Plymouth Furniture and Bedding Showroom, Fairfield Plaza on Eastern Avenue in Plymouth. Plymouth Furniture and Bedding Showroom, located behind McDonald's in Plymouth, has a fine selection of furniture, including sofas, gliders, recliners, end tables, mattresses, bedroom sets, dining room sets, and a full line of leather sofas and chairs. They offer a wide variety of styles, so you're sure to find something that suits your taste and needs. Stop in and take a look at Plymouth Furniture and Bedding Showroom, and while you're there, be sure to check out the bargains at their clearance center. You'll be delighted with what you see. Well, Brad, workmanlike for sure. The Panthers' offense has been very productive, obviously. Touched the ball 3 times, 3 touchdowns. The defense has had to bend a little bit.
Well, I think they only gave up 1 first down, or maybe 2, I don't know.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's been all Panthers so far, but by all means, nothing is written in stone right here. Nothing is over.
Yeah, well, we will.
Well, you mentioned a freshman score, but the JVs will not play until Monday. But they did play this past Monday against Sheboygan Falls, and I think defeated Sheboygan Falls 36-6. if I'm not mistaken. Now that one he could kind of pooch kicked up there, and
Oh, that was
nice
some
job.
good shots.
Nice, good shot.
I'll tell you what.
Number 19.
Number 23, Jacob down to the
Lucas,
5-yard
19. Oh, that's our Mikko Liiksiala from Finland. We always talk about, usually we don't get too many kids that come over and play football or the kickers, but Mikko played football in Finland. Their season ended just before he came to the United States, so he's a foreign exchange student. Boy, he did get a good stick right there.
He came down and popped a defender or a blocker and just went right at it.
He'd have took the reindeer down with that one, I'll tell you.
First and 10 for the Huskies at their own 25. Here's a pass. Could be a screenplay the way you're looking. Nothing there. Ullman breaks the tackle. Ullman's tackle, and he's going to run out of bounds there. Well, I think the Panthers read that. I think Albers stayed home and was able to defend that screen. They had a screen set up to the right side, but there were like 2 white shirts in the middle of all that. Just wasn't going to happen.
We'll bring up second down and 14.
So it'll be a loss of only, well, actually no loss.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
now they're moving the sticks. I don't understand that, but
Yeah, well,
a big second and 14.
That ball is treacherous sometimes.
Dive over left side. Runner stays on his feet, will gain about 2. Coach Knaus not happy with somebody out there. I tell you, Coach Knaus is very animated, and he's a non-stop competitor himself.
Well, these are the games I always concern me, because you go in as a prohibitive favorite in many ways, but the other team's going to play hard, and Holstein always plays hard. And you want to convince your kids it's about what you do, technique, your position,
discipline.
Don't get lazy, because then those habits will cost you down the road.
Now you come in with a plan and you stick with your plan. It's a jet sweep here, pretty well defended there. Gain of about 3 yards. Good tackle there by number 38.
Tackle by number
Brody Reichert.
Justin Pickard.
Oh, Justin Pickard, number 13. I take that back.
3 on the play, I'll bring 4th up.
Reichert there,
and 10.
just in case, but Pickard really stayed home nicely there on that jet
They
sweep.
did. It looked like it was going to be more productive, but Pickard did a nice job coming up from his corner position.
Okina and Staling, I believe, deep to receive this punt. Win behind the Holstein punter. He's still going to kick a line drive. And boy, oh boy, look at the number of yards we're losing right there.
Well, and that was just
That's a tough one, though.
That was probably you're better off let that baby go.
Punt is down at the 27-yard line.
Hey, if this is artificial turf, it's probably down to the goal line.
Down to the Panthers.
Well, the thing about that line drive, they really cannot cover it very well.
No.
So if you pick it up early, you bobble it a little bit, you still have time because it's such a line drive kick.
That took some goofy bounces, so that thing did.
It went a little bit left, yep.
Just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Panthers lead the Huskies 21-0 from the Holstein. They've definitely backed their corners up just a bit now, Brad. Basically, a standard 4-4-3 defense.
Shotgun single back. Niles has time. We've got a flag here. Now that's an interesting flag because it was dropped by the line judge over here.
Really late.
And it was late.
Flag on the play.
He's really not in charge of holding or anything like that. He's usually in charge of formation violations or illegal motion. And he's going to indeed make a call of holding. Scott, I got to tell you, I don't remember a time where I saw a line judge make a call like that. Can you remember a time?
Well, it might have to be somebody on this side.
And this is the punitive part of it. You're going to mark it from the spot of the foul.
That's the other part about it. He was on the line, and he called a play at 7 yards in the back. He might have seen something we certainly
called it
didn't
about
see.
3 yards deep, 4 yards deep, and now it's another 10 yards. So that's
13 on the penalty.
So Panthers backed up quite a bit. Can they overcome this? Absolutely. But you'd like to see them run a little bit more succinctly, so to speak. Fake dive, keep it by Niles. He's going to gain very little to nothing.
Quarterback keeper by number 11, Colin Niles.
That'll bring up second and 23.
Tackle by number 88, Josh Berg. No gain on the play. Second and 23.
Again, well played. Again, we've said their down four has played okay, but the arm and legs of Colin Niles have just been superior.
They have not been able to put a lot of pressure on Colin Niles. Now that I say that, you know what will happen, right?
Yeah.
I formation, double wides, tight end right. Stealing over the right side. He's going to gain about 7-8 yards. Brings a third and about 14.
Well, and I think the situation is too, Coach Cron, and maybe through Coach Canals, who will give him, hey, let's do this, has said, listen, we've got to come out and establish a run. We're backed up against our goal line a little bit. Let's see if we can do something with our running game.
Well, down in the field, I believe, is number 12 or is it number 10, Scott?
Well, he's up and walking off.
Number 12, yeah. That's Mark Sipple. It's also, well, he's a wide receiver and free safety. Yeah, I thought he was a quarterback. He doesn't have it in the program here, but he is their quarterback. And hopefully it's just a little bit of a stinger. He can maybe shake it off. Hate to see them lose their quarterback. Looks like he's got a little numbness in his right arm.
Yeah,
and a lot of times that's a stinger where you kind of pinch a nerve for a little bit up in the shoulder area. 3rd and 15.
You look at the bottom of the screen, 6'4" Zach Kane is sort of double teamed, but I'll tell you what, he's got a size advantage. That is an advantage for the Panthers. And Niles is looking there, and he's throwing there too. And he goes up and gets it.
Yep. You called it, Coach.
He had a side advantage, 6'4", great hands, good athlete.
It's a tough one as a defender. Yeah. You're undersized, but at the same time, you don't know when the ball's coming. And he had a tough time turning around to find that ball.
And maybe underthrown just a little bit too, but I'll tell you that was you could see the advantage. We got guys above us in the booth that are talking to the coaches on the sideline, and they split him out that wide, that far to go. Nice job by the line, giving Niles all the time he needed.
Well, when you underthrow like that, though, that gives Kane an ability to go up and get it at the high spot too. If you lead a little bit, the defender can be brought back into that. Treco with a reverse
there
here.
He goes.
He's going down the sideline. Looks like it's going to go, and it will.
Now,
touchdown Panthers.
And that will count
42-yard.
That will count as a touchdown pass.
It will because
it was a shuttle forward.
42-yard touchdown run by number 7, Brad Treco.
The public address announcer mentioned a run, but that will be a pass because it went forward.
It went forward.
It is a forward pass. You can pass the ball underhand. Anything that goes forward.
You throw it between your legs if you want.
Exactly. I still remember Brett Favre always wanted to throw an underhand touchdown pass, and he did it in his career.
Yep. Weinbauer to kick out of a Niles hold. 4:17 to go in the first half. The Panthers lining up there for extra point.
27-0, extra point to follow here by Weinbauer. And it is good.
Kick is up.
28-0, 4:17 left in this first half.
4:17 remaining in the first half, Plymouth 28, New Holstein nothing.
And I'm not sure Meyer, their quarterback, is
Sipple.
Sipple, I should say. Yep, Mark Sipple.
Well, he's moving his arm around, and that's, you're right. Could be a stinger. Something happened to his arm. Papa Murphy's Pizza, Highland Avenue, North Highland Avenue in Plymouth, behind Family Video, or 2229 Calumet Drive in Sheboygan. Papa Murphy's offers custom-made take-and-bake pizzas featuring high-quality, fresh toppings, generously layered on dough made fresh each morning. Experience the home-baked aroma of a convenient, delicious meal. Papa Murphy's, love at 425 degrees. Again, if you get a chance, tell the sponsors, and thank the sponsors for sponsoring Plymouth Panther broadcast. Without them, we couldn't do this stuff. Now, the broadcasters notwithstanding, but they're very important to this Plymouth community, Brad, and a community our size to have broadcasts of as many sporting events as we do, we include dirt track racing and the snowmobile races when they're here, and Action 14 and Timeout.
Yep.
All that stuff. It's
concerts,
all the concerts, the chorus concerts, score meetings, all that stuff. Although you don't do the ads on the educational channel, but I'll tell you what, it really, really is a neat thing for Plymouth.
Down to about the 6-yard line by Weinbauer. And good coverage, forcing it up up inside, good leverage to make sure that it's going to the middle.
7-yard line.
Well, one thing coming into the season, the Panthers certainly lost some size from last year. But what they have is some athletic ability and some quickness. And you see it on those coverage units as much as anything. People just getting down the field. And I think, Brad, that their depth is developing. Early in the year, you were starting 8 kids playing a lot both ways. It's backed off a little bit. You're seeing more and more players stepping forward a little bit and giving some quality minutes.
Timeout, New Holstein.
Well, they have a timeout because I don't know if they have a...
Well, I can tell you right now, Aaron Unger is on the field for the Panthers at one defensive line. Whoops. At one defensive line spot.
And Dylan Ermer is on the nose right now.
Yep.
So they're getting these kids more and more experience just to allow them to have that time. It really gets you to be a deeper team. Well, number 25 is going to move the quarterback here. Devin Ohm, a senior running back, will move the quarterback as Sipple not able to go. Again, Sipple had a little bit of a stinger, and I'm not sure they communicated very well with to the coach that he wasn't available. And then they got caught without having that quarterback out there. And, well, they have a contingency plan. Everybody does.
Well, one of the other things you see, Brad, in football or in all sports today is a trainer.
Right.
We didn't, you had to learn. I had to take training classes and do all kinds of stuff. And you see more trainers today, and they are just such a godsend.
What a bag was thrown in there, and it was a fumbled ball.
By the Huskies.
Well, I don't think, I didn't see anybody taking snaps on the sideline. And maybe the QB thought I can go, and then...
He's out there now. So
Oh, he's back. Okay.
And maybe the trainer wanted to run it by the coach at saying, these are my concerns. And fumble snap by Ohm.
Most kids will tell you they can play.
Yeah.
Well, I can play. That my missing foot's no problem. I can go without that.
And that's why trainers and coaches have to be aware that the kids' safety and welfare is much more important. 2nd and 10, pitch to the left side here. Toss sweep, as we would call it. And they're going to run that out of bounds.
Ball carried by number 43, Quinn Collins.
Albert's ran him out of bounds.
By number 5, Colin Denzine.
Colin Denzine on the field.
He might have been on there as well. I saw 45.
Okay.
I saw 45 shoving him out of bounds.
You might talk a little bit about Colin Denzine. He hurt his leg early on.
He did. He hurt his leg, and and it's okay to play with a brace. He had some choices, and he said, you know what? It's my senior year. I'm going to try to play, and to see him on the field is nice to see him on the field. Now, that's a athlete family decision. The doctors will give you options, and then you go from there.
You make the decision. 3rd and 10. Roll left, no time there. And we have a flag and a play. But
Quarterback sacked by number 32, Tyler Williford.
Williford coming from the Mike. Very seldom will you see a blitz of the Mike backer.
We had this,
but it really can open up quite quickly.
Okay. Just in all fairness, one of the line judges made that call as well. And he was walking into the backfield watching it, and it may have been a hold on the guy who eventually, Hoffman, made the sack.
It was Williford.
Willie.
That penalty will be declined. It'll bring up 4th down on the Huskies.
4th down at the 20-yard line.
I know where the ball is.
You've seen this line drive kick. We'll see if the Panthers can make some adjustments and try to get it on that first bounce. If it's a decent bounce, like you say, it can take a wicked bounce, so too.
The coaches up above talking to the coaches on the sideline. Let's try something a little bit different, and that's because Bocchini, get her, Dominic. Attaboy. Whoop. Well, tell you what.
Had a chance to field that cleanly and dropped it.
Would have been a hard catch because of where it was, but nonetheless, it didn't roll. So, tell you what, that was not a bad kick. That's the style they're going to try to use.
And that ball is not coming up like a spiral or end over end or nothing like that. It's like knuckling, or it's like doing weird things. It's going to be an awfully awkward ball to catch. But 1st and 10 Panthers at their own 41-yard line. 2:52, 28-0. Panthers, I think, will just.
Oh no, I think they'll
keep coming.
Oh yes.
Single back, double wings.
Again, the Holstein's backed off. Now you can run the ball better because the backs are backed off so much further.
Quick out here to Kane.
Nice
little
block.
bit of room. And he
Tell you
will get
what,
out of bounds.
Sam Staling was the slot back on that. Samuel Staling, Brad. He threw a real nice block on the
Very
linebacker.
nice block.
To number 9.
And able to make sure that Kane was going to get at least 7 to 8 yards. And Kane ran that pretty aggressively up the sideline, got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Gain of
And they're
10, make that 11, first down.
inside New Holstein Husking territory.
Well, you know, they talk about the Wisconsin Badgers receivers. By the way, one of their receivers, Jordan Frederick, is the grandson of a former basketball coach, Ron Einerson.
Oh, really?
Ron left Plymouth in '68, and his grandson, Jordan Frederick's one of their receivers.
There's a shovel pass. Williford up the middle here. He's going to gain at least 10, 15 yards.
Ball carried by number 32.
Scott, I got to tell you, that ball came loose too after you hit the ground.
You
But
know, and
you
that's-
got to be a little concerned when that ball's coming loose to make any question mark out there whatsoever.
Well, that's absolutely correct.
Up by number 43, Quinn Compton.
Again, you run that play, you've got the shuttle pass or you've got the pitch, and the Panthers run that a lot. No, Coach Cron likes that play.
But it runs better against certain defenses than others, that's for sure, depending upon the formation, you know. Double wing, single back, shotgun formation. Out to Williford in the flat, pretty wide open. Boy, he is just not really shying away from contact here, is he?
Well, and there really wasn't much there. No, Holstein actually had him boxed in, and he had a distinct advantage size-wise.
Jacob down.
I thought he might want to go towards the sideline to stop the clock, but Panthers do have plenty of time here.
Yeah.
Now down inside the 25, down to about the 22-yard line. First and 10 Panthers. 2:14 and counting here in the first half. Sailing over the right side, well defended there by the New Holstein Huskies. He'll fall forward for maybe a gain of about 3.
Carried by number 22.
They're not going to call a timeout here, Brad. 2 minutes to go. The clock stops on a first down. They got plenty of time.
Panthers with 2 timeouts left. They did take one earlier on,
Gain of 3, second and 7.
so they had those 2
No
timeouts.
huddle offense, so Colin will call it in basically a pistol formation, which means the running back is behind the quarterback.
Quick out there, bobbled and incomplete.
Pass falls.
Scott, that might be Niles' first incompletion of the night.
And it was a catchable ball,
Right.
certainly. Long throw. Now, he threw that from the left side hash mark over to the right sideline. That's a tough throw, good throw. Again, the line gave him enough time to get off the pass. Now we got another hold. And it's
Holding on the Panthers.
Holstein, a tough decision. You got third, and I think it was third. Would have been third.
It
and
was
about,
second.
It was second down, but it would have been third coming up.
Right.
So they're going to take the penalty, make it second, and depending upon where the flag was thrown,
It'll be
second and about 20.
Loss of 12 on the penalty. We'll bring up second down and
19 or so, yep.
19. I'm a liar for a yard. Now it is down to 138 left in the half. And certainly out of field goal range in this situation.
Absolutely. Well, you have 3 downs to get 19 yards, so
Right.
you don't have to get it all at one time, and that's indeed the way you have to think once in a while. Williford in motion.
They're in a zone.
Roll
You
right.
don't see somebody moving with him. They're in a zone. Oh, well played. Tell you, in a zone like
And
that.
they kept him in bounds.
Right, they did a good job. In a zone like that, it's a situation. Now they took the timeout, Brad, where that's a tougher pass to get a lot of yardage. It does give us a chance to bring you a word from Ace Supply and Rental, 24th Air Street in Plymouth. Ace Supply and Rental, located at 24th Air Street, is the home for all your rental needs. They offer scissors lifts, heavy-duty lifts, skid steers, things that could carry Mike Briggs, mini excavators, and all the attachments to get the jobs done. They also handle lawn and garden equipment, heavy-duty zero-turn tractors, concrete equipment, tables, chairs. You got a party, you can get what you need. Like we say, if we don't have it for rent, you probably don't need it. Ace Supply and Rental, open Monday through Friday, 8 until 5, and Saturday, 8 until 4. Give them a call at 893-8676 and reserve your rental item today. Napa Parts at Plymouth. Napa Parts at Random, Napa Parts in Sheboygan. In Plymouth, you can give them a call at 893-8751. Stop in at your locally owned Napa Parts store located on Cloverline in Plymouth for all of your auto parts needs. Additional stores located in Sheboygan Falls and Random Lake. That's Napa Auto Parts.
Well, 3rd and 11. You got 8 to 9 yards back there, 8 yards back there. That's what you want to do. You want to get it to a little bit more manageable.
Okay, the wide side is Kane on the wide side. He's already beaten that corner deep, so you probably got something. There's a screen again, and it's Drakel up the middle. He gets the outside with his speed. And he's still going, Brad Drakel. Oh,
down to about the 10-yard line, and there was one block that somebody got a handle on somebody. Maybe
they got another flag. No, that's a football. Okay, 1:12 to go. The clock is stopped with the first down. The Panthers coming out. They will huddle up very quickly. They have one timeout left. The referee just signaled the clock in. Get the play in, fellas. Ball at just inside the 10, so it's 1st and goal.
Well, Staley in the backfield, with Niles. Williford in motion, look to the roll right here, put a little pressure on the right side. Pick. Well timed right there, I'll tell you that. That ball was a little late on the delivery, but you got to give credit to the Holstein Husky kid.
When you roll, you cut the field in half. Nice, well played by Olsen. Stepped right in like just what you teach that corner to do. It was well read.
It was right on the money, but the kid knew it was coming.
Yep, did a good job. They did a good job. And he threw the ball well. It was just a really well played defensive play. He had time, a little bit of pressure, but not enough that it made a huge difference.
Well, 42 seconds left. Motion here. Run over to the right side, nothing there. It'll be no gain.
And I think they're going to let the clock run out. If I'm going to make a guess, and I'm not always that good at that, I think they're going to let it run out, Brad.
Well, they'll have to run one more play with a 25-second play rule, and they whistled it in at 29 seconds. So New Holstein will have to run one more play this half.
I can't remember how they scored.
Here comes a counter, and it slips down. He might have had some distance to go, but he'll slip down, and that'll end the first half. Panthers lead 28-0. That'll do it. We'll come back in the second half. We'll recap that first half right after we come back. Panthers lead at halftime, 28-0.
7th and 8th grade youth football.
Well, Brad, we're going to recap it.
Welcome back to New Holstein in halftime, and Panthers have re-entered the field along with the Huskies. They're just about ready to get underway, and we have some statistics from the first half there, Scott.
That's easy for you to say, Brad. Well, for the Panthers, Brad, the Panthers are 15 for 17 passing, 254 yards and 4 touchdowns. So one of them was a shuttle pass. Doesn't make a difference. That's a TD, 1 interception, 16 carries for 73 yards and 12 first downs. for the Huskies. The Huskies have 0 for 0 passing the football. They do have 19 carries for 50 yards, but the Panther defense has held them in the first half to just 2 first downs. Near the end of the half, the Panthers had a ball picked. They were just inside the 10. Great play by Holstein. I thought that kid did a really nice job. It's been a workmanlike effort. Is that how you would explain it, Brad?
Yeah, the only thing I would say is that it's been a little bit surprising that we've had the number of penalties that we've had. That might deter and draw away from the effort the Panthers have put out there. And I know Coach Beaver wants to get that stuff ironed out because, as you move along in the season, you want to clean that stuff up. I think they were pretty crisp all the way around as far as execution, though.
Well, they certainly showed athleticism. I mean, Niles, Trakel, Williford, Staling have shown the ability to make things happen. Zach Kane on the outside. I don't want to say I'm surprised, but I want to say that we have not exactly been dominating running the football. I was expecting more 6-8 yard runs. Holstein's been pretty stout tackle to tackle. What we've been able to do is get outside, and obviously Colin Niles is throwing the ball very well, even with the 1 interception, which give credit to the kid from Holstein who made the play.
Absolutely. We've been better on the edges running the ball. You're right there. It'd be nice if we could just take it right at him a little bit, but I got to tell you, New Holstein plays very well up front, and you got to give them credit. They don't have great size, but they got enough size, and they're quick. And it really looks like they execute their defense quite well. And when we're getting to open it up a little bit like that, it makes it a little bit more difficult for them. But give them credit.
Well, the Panthers have certainly dominated play, giving up 0 for 0 passing. The Holstein's a running team. It's as simple as that. The wing T, which is what they run more often than anything, is a run offense.
Right.
It's based on misdirection, and they've done some nice things. They're outmanned. I mean, I think you and I would both agree with that without being in any way, shape, or form taking anything away from them. But the Panthers are so diversified in offense, and when they can get to the outside, our athletes can make some things happen. Now, Mark Sipple, the quarterback, defensive back, linebacker, kicker, punter.
A lot of high school teams have that kind of kid, though.
Washes the uniforms. I was looking at the top 10 kickers and the top 10 punters in the state on WisHoops or WisNet, and a lot of them are punter kickers.
Right. Well, just about ready to get underway. Staley back, along with, I think, looks like Trakel. And indeed, it's Trakel over the 30-yard line out to about the 34-yard line. Decent return. I like that north-south return, Scott. Get those bottom yardage.
And protected the ball. Again, this program is brought to you by the backers, our Plymouth Community TV 14 sponsor team. We're proud to have the backers supporting the youth and teams in our community. For more information, give Scott a call at 920-889-18 or Ginny at 933-3382 or the studio at 893-0006. That's the backers.
Well, we'll set that offensive line for you early on here. Shotgun formation, direct snap to Staley. Staley over right side, going to bust upside in for about the 6, almost a 7-yard gain.
Now that's a great run to get 6 yards. I mean, Sam dodged a lot of people. Great run for 6 yards. Now I'm going to repeat. You can get these games are played on a delayed basis. You can also get them at the website. You can pick them up on the website on your computer. They're streamed throughout the world when we're live. Not tonight, but when we're live.
The world has to put up with you and I, huh?
Absolutely.
2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line exactly. And that's at Colin Niles will keep it. Looking at the shovel, decides better, and will step out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. That offensive line at left tackle is Matt Oleg. At left guard is Denton Saladini. At center is Zach Bradley. At the right guard is number 76. That's going to be Luke Held. And at right tackle, number 59 is Wesley Minor. That sets that offensive line. Tight ends, they change them up quite a bit.
They do.
Colin Niles at quarterback, Staling at the single back here. Fake to Staling, straight drop. Niles will pump fake and turn it back up. He's going to gain a few. He's going to gain about 6.
Holstein plays a lot of zone defense, Brad, and what that means is they're really only rushing 4, dropping 7, but everybody's looking at the quarterback. So when you scramble, you're going to have quite the same success oftentimes as you would if you're just playing man-to-man defense. Now I'm sure they switch it up a little bit, but I've seen them play a lot of zone. That pick that we had before the end of the half was a zone defense. So a defender has an area divided by, the deep by 3,
Correct.
up by 4.
Second and a long 4. Staley over right side. Stutter steps, and boy, he had to wait a little bit. Waited for it to develop. Gained about 3 yards.
47 of New Holstein.
Gained about 3. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Well, and the same thing, Brad, when you're in that 4-4, those linebackers have a zone. So if they read the lineman block as a run block, and it's hard in high school to really disguise all that stuff, they're coming, and they've done a nice job so far.
Well, you're going to go with a single tight end here. Auburn down on this side. Full house, or I should say I formation backfield. Denzine in motion. Block, nice block by your lead. And Staley's going to bust it, and he will score. 47-yard touchdown run, and what a good lead block by Williford.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brad, New Holstein definitely sold out. They brought 5 men on the line. They had 4 men backing them up. They put 9 in the box. And if you can get 2 good blocks, and they certainly did. I think Olig and Saladini and Albers, I think, run left side. Williford's lead block led to the scamper by Staling.
Sealing broke at least 1 tackle, made a little juke to get all the way for that 47-yard touchdown run. Big plays for Panthers tonight.
Well, you and I worked well together years ago. And you always said, our linemen will get you to 3 or 4, and then you got to do the rest. And
right.
Staling certainly did. Now that's significant.
It is significant.
And why is that, Brad?
Well, if they would have made that extra point, it would have been a 35-point lead, which means a continuous clock would be running, which means the whole second half would be a lot faster. You don't take stop the clock for change of possession. You don't stop the clock for out of bounds, incompletion. The clock is continuously running. Now the clock will come to the stop every time, just like it would normally would.
And the good news for the kids is, you get more opportunities for the kids from both sides. But it looked like there was pressure up the middle. It was a little bit of everything was just a little bit off.
Yep.
The snap, the hold, the set, the placement, but somebody also came right up the middle and made a play.
Nonetheless, it's 34-0. 9:37 left in the third quarter here.
2020 Visions doctors Sharon Roberts and Brad Wickland are celebrating 20 years at 2020. They want to thank you for voting us, 2020 Visions, the best of the best in Sheboygan County. They are dedicated to the eye care needs of our patients, and we will continue to provide the best care possible. Call 2020 Visions today at 893-EYES to schedule your appointment. Give them a call at 893-3937.
Well, right now, Panthers are definitely in control of this game. Really, the defense has played solid, but you haven't seen a turnover from the New Holstein Huskies. They've taken care of the ball. That's going to be almost like a high pooch kick. Spun the ball up there and well returned there outside the 30-yard line.
I think Weinbauer's getting a little tired.
He very well could be.
I mean, that's 8 kickoffs and 8 times running down the field, plus the extra points. He might be getting a little pooped out.
So New Holstein will take over at their own 30. 1st and 10. And I can see significant change up front right off the bat.
That's what I'm talking about, Brad. They got a lot of different people in the football game. Kids that work hard all week, getting a chance to play early in the second half.
Trevor Jensma is on the nose. And that one defense pitch out there and well defended by the Plymouth Panthers. Number 4 is going to get out there and take care of business. That's Trevor Miskey. The other down lineman is number 73 at a defensive end is Brian Cheka. And I believe number 25, senior Aaron Unger.
Yep.
So those are your defensive linemen. Linebackers are Omen.
2nd and 18, 2nd and 12.
I believe the linebackers have stayed the same. Omen and Cody Huffman. Along with Tyler Williford inside.
One of the linebackers, he's outside.
Outside linebackers have changed a little bit. Well defended there. Omen on the tackle, deep in the backfield for a loss of about 3. Brings up 3rd and 17.
3rd down and 15.
I'll make that 3rd and 15. It's nice to get some kids in there early in that to get them game experience.
Brian Cheka as well.
Right. Number 73. Yep. And we have a penalty here. That usually, because it's at the dead ball situation, or before the snap, it's either encroachment, somebody in a neutral zone, or illegal procedure by the New Holstein Huskies, and indeed that will be the case. Illegal procedure.
Well, they had a back in motion, nobody else can move, and if it was a lineman, it didn't make any difference. But you're right, Brad. It makes it long. New Holstein hasn't wanted to throw the ball tonight. They're 0 for 0 passing.
Well, 3rd and 20. You know, you look at your playbook and your play sheet. There aren't a lot of 3rd and 20s in there. You hope to never have to have one.
Well, here's where the Panther defense spread at 3-5. You don't know where they're bringing people from.
Exactly.
They line up and then you don't know. Oh. Actually, it's a pretty nice throw by Sipple.
Sipple hit his receiver maybe a little bit low, both Williford and Omen, so Coach Knaus was bringing lots of pressure. They were able to roll slightly away from the pressure, and Sipple threw a pretty nice ball there, not able to complete it. That's their first attempt of the evening passing. Well, the wind's picked up a little bit as that front seems to have moved through tonight. So a little wind behind Sipple here.
I can't see the number as to who's back, Brad. It's a single safety back. That's what I can tell you. Decent kick.
On one ball, and Spukini will take it. And brought down there. A gain or a return of about two yards. Good field position for the Panthers. They'll take over at their own 40. And we have a New Holstein Husky down.
Injury timeout.
Which gives us a chance to bring you a message from Plymouth Plumbing and Heating, 2420 County Road, PP, the corner of PP and Pleasantview Road on the south side of Plymouth. Plymouth Plumbing and Heating offers a wide variety of services, including faucet repair, drain cleaning, and radar mitigation systems. They also feature a large range of products from water heaters and softeners to boilers and disposals. Plus, they handle a full line of Kohler products. All this at Plymouth Plumbing and Heating on the corner of PP and Pleasantview. Check out the beautiful Kohler showroom at Plymouth Plumbing and Heating. It's a great place to gather ideas for that new kitchen, bath, or laundry. Visit their website at www.plymouth-plumbing.com or give them a call at 893-3601. State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Jim Schultz, your agent at 117 North Milwaukee Street in Plymouth. State Farm provides insurance and financial services. Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with your kids' finances or insurance? Then let State Farm agent Jim Schultz in Plymouth help you simplify and get to a better state. With Jim handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time for everything else. More money, too, because adding State Farm policies could mean earning discounts worth up to 40%. They may vary from state to state. That's money. Jim can help with you putting money aside in a college savings plan. Call State Farm agent Jim Schultz and get to a better state with State Farm.
Evan Howe will come off the field holding his right arm. It looks like he has that braced up and bandaged up already. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 244-pound sophomore. And he's going to be helped off the field there. Panthers will take over, and we have a few substitutes out there. I know in the offensive-wise, at left guard, we have number 55, Cole Brugink is at left guard. And I do believe we have a new kid at right guard right now. Stealing over the right side, I believe number 70, Trevor Jensma, is at right guard.
Ball carried by number 22.
So we'll try to get that as we go along. Stealing will gain one, be 2nd and 9.
Nathan Kaiser, gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
I take that back. Jensma is at right tackle. Luke Held is still at right guard. Zach Bradley still at center, and Olig at left tackle. So that's your offensive line right now. Bukini in motion over left side. And nothing there.
They shot a center right guard gap. Now again, you have somebody over the guard. If we can't see what happened. That's where the problem occurred.
Well, this is the opportunity the coaches want to give these kids to see if some other kids can step up, so you can platoon a little bit and maybe get some rest time for some guys. If somebody can step up and make some plays. Right now, Panthers faltering a little bit. 3rd and 10.
And you earn your time in practice, and obviously the kids have earned some time.
Niles will toss the ball and complete. Nearly intercepted. Albers, I believe, down the right sideline, going to be caught from behind. Nice catch by Albers, and he turned it up the field. Decent speed. Will take it down inside the 10-yard line, down to about the, I'm going to say about the 11-yard line, I should say. Right on the 10.
Close to a pick, Brad, but it was again, good throw by Colin Niles. Good grab. Albers turn and picks up lots of positive yardage.
1st and 10 at the 9-yard line for the Panthers, just inside the 10-yard line. Well, Colin Niles made that happen by rolling out of the pocket and buying some time and then throwing a strike, and he had to put a little bit of stuff on that one to get it past the defender and to the receiver in time. I formation. Dive over the right side, not a whole lot there.
Guard to guard, there's not been anything there tonight. And again, in a 4-4, you've got 4 on 3 if you want to do it, and we've spread them out, which is why we've been able to get outside. Right. But there's whether it's Staling or Trakel, there has not been much there.
Gain of about 2, it'll be 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. Probably almost like the 8-yard line, looks like to me, but. I formation, tight end to the right, double wides. Niles under center. He'll bootleg this one. Going to keep it, make a little move, get to the outside, and that's just athletic ability right there.
Absolutely. Gives one little juke on the outside, and he runs to the end zone.
7-yard touchdown run.
Well, they were taking away the inside run without question.
Right.
So if they're going to commit that much to the inside, you got to make that ball fake, get outside. He had the option to maybe set and throw, but he really was one-on-one to the defender, and that's a tough position to be in as a defender in open field against Colin Niles.
Absolutely.
40-0. Extra point to follow here. And this one timed very well, and it is good. 41-0, and now you will see continuous clock, which means clock will only stop on a change of possession and a timeout or a penalty, and that'll be it.
Right.
Other than
So
that,
incomplete pass, out of bounds, it just keeps running. Meyer Motors, Plaza Lane in Plymouth. Meyer Motors in Plymouth is your source for new or quality pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and minivans, and now offers emissions testing. Meyer Motors has been doing business right here in Plymouth since 1926. It was about when Todd Niles was born, and are proud to be part of the Plymouth community. You can visit us online at www.gomeyermotors.com, or feel free to stop through and meet their friendly and knowledgeable staff. If you value selection, price, and service, then you'll find great value at Meyer Motors in Plymouth. Meyer Motors, always a better deal.
Well, make mention of our camera person tonight, Kurt Zolp, who's been doing it all year so far. And again, time out of his day, enjoys being around you, I guess. Is that possible?
Not much. Gary Kaiser said something. It's a little bit by paid volunteerism. But we do have a good time. We enjoy the ball games.
Got a good nucleus of guys that kind of want to help out. And we have Todd Niles helping spot, and he has taken a microphone a few times and probably will in the future again.
Kickoff return by number 30.
Well, Brad, again, when we talk about supporting the backers and our backers, we're doing a lot of different stuff, whether it's a halftime quick segment, a pre-start of the second half segment. I know they have a pre-game quick interview with Coach Knaus, and after the game is over, Todd and I are going to go down and give Coach Knaus a chance to give us some quick thoughts on the game. So that's stuff we didn't do before. Live broadcasts at home, streaming. We put the logo of the sponsors up. That's just everything. You're trying to do a better job to present a better program for our fans and certainly for the team and the people watching.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line of the New Holstein Huskies. That's basically a
Ball carried by
I tell
number
you,
88, Josh Berg.
Justin Pickard really came up hard and forced that inside. Inside shoulder, I was telling him, get him to your inside shoulder. He got looked like he was a little slow getting up, but he did exactly what he's supposed to do, force him to the inside.
I have a few more different players in there. Number 57, Dylan Ermer on nose. At this defensive end, we have number 79, I believe, and that's going to be Isaac Zimmerman. Straight drop. Nice toss and
Nice
catch.
throw.
Keeney will make the tackle out right on the money from Simple.
That was not bad coverage. Isaac Oman had decent coverage. That was just a very, very nice throw from Simple. That is their first completed pass of the night, Brad.
Dominic Bocchini.
Other defensive end is Aaron Unger still in there. In the middle now, the linebackers have changed. You have Miskey on the outside along with Albers.
Number 81, in at a defensive back for the Panthers, that would be Adam Schmitz.
Me. Well defended there by Schmitz.
And that was man coverage because he was a corner and made the play over there. I'll tell you, Sipple, and every Sipple I've ever known has been called Sips. He threw a nice ball. It was very well thrown, but well defended by Adam Schmitz.
Nick Hildebrand in at the mic inside middle linebacker. Other linebackers are number 55, I believe, is Cole Bruging is in there as the linebacker spot. And 60-something over on this side. I just quite can't get the angle of his number. We'll get that as we go along here. Nice job by Nick.
Ball carried by number 25, Devin Olm.
68, Brad.
68, I'll get that. 68 is Cole Meyer, Jr.
Nick had
At
47.
the other linebacker. Nice job by, I'll tell you, Nick Hildebrand getting out there and putting a good square hit on the ball carrier.
Down and 9.
Henry Hyman now one defensive end, Brad, 71. They rotate a lot of kids. This situation,
Absolutely.
you get somebody ready to get out on the field, get some playing time.
Jake Schneider at a cornerback right here, number 2. 3rd and 8. Roll to the left. And he's going to try to get the edge. Miskey will chase him, grab his shirt, but not take him down. And Meyer down the sideline. You just don't like them to get to the sideline and be able to turn the corner up. You either run them to the sideline or you turn them in.
He ran him to the side. By that time, there should have been a little bit more help. But again, give Sipple credit. He looks like pretty nice. Well, he must be pretty nice.
Yeah.
He's, like I said, he's washing the uniforms after the game. He's doing it all. That was a nice run.
1 minute left in this third quarter. 41-0 right now. And New Holstein with best drive of the evening for them. In motion, it's going to roll right, and I'll tell you,
Sack.
nice job by number 68,
Nick Hildebrand.
Cole Meyer, coming first and getting a hand on him, followed by Nick Hildebrand, the 2 linebackers taking care of business there.
Boy, they put a nice shot on the quarterback. Now remember, earlier in the half, he was dinged up just a little bit.
Yep.
But he's back out playing. He looks good.
And
This will be the last play of the third quarter, Brad.
And the clock will indeed stop at that point. Rolling left. It's a screenplay. And we have penalties all over the place. A lineman caught it. Number 52
Well,
caught
you
it.
always there.
Well, there are 3 flags, so I think it's probably going to be the penalty.
They had to triangulate the penalty.
That might be one of the most interesting plays of the year.
You know,
I got to tell you, number 52 has great hands. So, I mean, he pulled that in no sweat.
and he turned right upfield and ran with the ball.
He knew what to do with it.
Well, you know what?
He went the right direction and everything.
I remember Mark Tauscher said one time, "What do you do? It's so tempting. It's coming right to you. What, are you going to bat it down like a fly?"
Yeah.
He said, "Catch the thing." What's the worst that can happen? Well, they give you,
You know, theoretically, if that ball gets tipped by a white shirt whatsoever, he can catch it then.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So if it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it.
I don't know. Eight-man football. In eight-man football, can anybody catch it?
No, I
know.
think except for the 3 interiors. Yep.
Well,
I think there's 5 people that can touch the ball. You know.
visit Plymouth Radio Shack, your Cellcom authorized agent. Cellcom is built for you, 534 Walton Drive on the east side of Plymouth. Whether you're looking for Cellcom cellular phones, mobile internet service, satellite TV service, or TV antennas, Plymouth Radio Shack can take care of your needs. They are your source for Cellcom, DirecTV, and the Dish Network. Sales, installation, and service. See Dan or Allison in the store at 534 Walton Drive, just north of Walmart on Highway 57. Let's see how Radio Shack can help. I will say, Brad, you are correct. The wind has definitely whipped up just a little bit.
Well, it is going to be 3rd down. Public address number mentioned
Waldo
second is
State
a loss of down.
Waldo State Bank on Depot Street in Waldo. Waldo State Bank, serving the community since 1913. Come visit us at 119 North Depot Street in bustling downtown Waldo. View their website at www.waldostatebank.com. Waldo State Bank is a member of the FDIC. Give Tom Ryle a call at 528-8385.
3rd and 26. Again, you look at the playbook, and there's not a lot of them there.
Waldo State Bank just celebrated 100 years this year, Brad.
Wow.
Oop.
A little bit above and maybe a little bit behind, but we'll bring up 4th and 26. I don't think you're going to see the punt crew out there. Clock is continuously running. That was an incomplete pass, but the clock continues to run because of the 35-point rule. It's a mercy rule.
Well, in this situation, too, it's a long distance into the wind.
Exactly.
Well, now your punter is your quarterback, but it looks as though they're
going to go for it.
Yep.
I mean,
what they got to lose?
Exactly. Panthers swapping ends with their linebackers and corners. Yeah, nice counter here. He's got a chance, but it's going to be run out of bounds, and the Panthers will take over.
Okay, by number 25, Devin Old, tackled by number
And the
81.
clock, again, continues to run on this change of possession.
Turnover on downs.
Now, Scott, there's a good chance that Plymouth will not be facing New Holstein next year. Is that correct?
Well,
It's still up in the air?
They're looking at conference realignment. Usually they go because
For football only, correct?
Yeah, they're
At this
no,
point?
no. Actually, the whole conference. They're looking for everything. They're usually 2 years out. So whether it's next year in 14 or 15, something's going to happen. Holstein's now down to about 350 kids. Boy, I remember when we started in the late 70s, there were 900 kids. It's just just the way it is. Plymouth is more than twice the size.
Yeah. The ball is loose,
And you know, it's one of those things where they've asked to join, and there's a lot
New
of.
Holstein's going to come up with a fumble snap. Schneider in there at quarterback, and basically, sometimes you got a different center with a different quarterback, but they probably took some snaps on the sideline, knowing they were coming in. But the ball goes on the ground, and New Holstein will come up with it.
Right, back to the conference deal. The conference they propose for Plymouth is really interesting. It'd be Plymouth, Camel Sport, Kewaskum, Waupun, Ripon, Kelmraine Lutheran, Berlin, and Winnicott. So that really takes us away from some of our natural rivals. But there's a lot of things they're thinking about. It's not a done deal by any means, but you will see New Holstein in a different conference within a year or two.
Well, you lose some of those rivalries from all those years. A buck sweep here again, or
that was what it was. You bet. Both those guards got out there. They sealed the outside, made a nice run.
24-yard line.
No, and then we don't know. I know one of the things that they talked about is they just want to realign northeastern Wisconsin, but now I know that in the southeastern part of the state, the Woodland, the Greater Metro, some of the other North Shore, they're looking at realigning too. To me, if you're going to do it, let's take a look at the whole state and see what we can do what's in the best interest of everybody. Travel, school size, everything.
And I do believe there's some advantage to getting into a conference that has a little bit more of a competitive evenness to it, and
there's some nice blocks.
Very nice block. Good job turning the corner. He'll be run out of bounds there
25, Devin Old.
by Albers, but that's two nice plays.
One of the things Plymouth's talked about is a lot of the schools in the new conference don't have all the sports we have. Not even close. I mean, we're sitting with a little bit of that right now, but our population is not projected to drop appreciably. We're at about it's listed at 797, but we're really this year, that's last year's, we're about 750, 745. And, you know, I know Mike Slagle's talked about it. We may do a little show about the potential realignment in the coming weeks just to talk it over.
Well, now they're getting out on the edges here a little bit. And again, they're going to come this way. And again, not able to keep it up inside.
Run it till you stop it. What it amounts to get that play, Brad, you have to have a good block by your tight end and tackle, by the tight end and tackle, and then you get your guards out, and they've done the job. What's the flag? Face mask.
5 yard 5 yard face mask.
Well, they definitely are getting on the edges, and it's a matter that you got to set that edge a little bit better as a defensive end. You want to, indeed, this offense is made to bounce it out. But what we mean by bounce it out is not let them have the corner to turn it up and gain some speed. Make them go to the sideline and not be able to turn it up. Right now, they're able to turn the corner.
Right. Generally, those guards, the first one kicks out, the next one turns up, but both of them have been able to actually turn the defenders in.
There's a straight dive here. That'll be stopped up.
Now that time was what we used to call a buck trap. They'll take the right guard, double the nose, right guard, come to the left side. Nothing there. Good job by the nose.
Ball carried by number 42, Aaron Schaefer, tackled by number 25, Aaron Unger. It's a gain of 1, first and
on the nose right there is Cole Meyer, I believe, number 68. And actually number 70.
Is it 70 or 76?
Looks like 70. Could
70.
Trevor
Jensema. Now the play that's been their bread and butter has been that sweep.
First and goal now at the 3-yard line. And they will score over the left side. 41-6 now with 6:37, and the clock will stop now because the lead has now gone below 35. Well, it is at 35 right now. And the clock does stop on a score. Your extra point is never timed.
6, Lincoln Meyer on the kick, the extra point for the Huskies.
Well, this is an interesting kicker right here. This is a young lady.
Yep. You're seeing a little bit more of that, especially with soccer-style kickers.
Lincoln Meyer. And this is to get it under 35 points. And it is no good. Wide left.
You know, years ago they asked me if I would ever have a girl on when I was coaching baseball. I said if she can throw it 80 miles an hour, you bet. You bet.
It does make a difference. Gender. It's more about the abilities and just can they compete and that kind of stuff. And a lot of them can do that. There's no question about it.
Niesman's Diamond Center, County O, on the north side of Plymouth. For the largest selection of diamond and colored gemstone jewelry, shop at Niesman's Diamond Center, where you'll always find a great buy. Niesman's is located at W5132 County O, just north of Highway 23 on the corner of Pleasant View Road and County O. Niesman's Diamond Center. Give them a call at 892-7726. Four Seasons Comfort Incorporated, quality service with your comfort at mind. Mike Betzel and Jeremy Lindmeyer servicing all of Sheboygan County. Four Season Comfort is all about quality service with your comfort in mind, servicing all of Sheboygan County. They specialize in installing and servicing residential and commercial heating and cooling systems. Plus, they do refrigeration and boilers. They handle Trane and Heil heating and cooling systems. If you're looking to update your furnace or AC unit, call the experts at Four Season Comfort, 565-2095 to arrange a no-obligation consultation.
Panthers have the good hands group in there, but they are going to kick it away. Niles will pick it up at about the 10-yard line. He's just going to step out of bounds. Smart move on his part. Out of bounds does not stop the clock. That clock will continue to run.
That's doing what a smart senior 3-year starting quarterback should do. Exactly. Get out of bounds. Because he's not going to get much more out of it and live to play another day.
Well,
Bank First National on Eastern Avenue. At Bank First, you'll discover what community banking is all about. Local people making local decisions to help make banking easy. Our ties to the Plymouth area are strong, and we are fully committed to our community. Visit us today and discover what makes Bank First an easy choice for all your financial needs. Give them a call at 893-1611. That's Bank First National.
Well, your center is number 74. He is not on the he might be on the roster. I'm looking at the wrong side. quarterback sneak, and well defended there by the New Holstein Huskies.
Quarterback keeper by number 2, Jake Schneider.
Number 74, David Mayer. He's at center.
Plymouth Community Ed Recreation supports Panther football. Fall registration opened August 20th. Look for the course guide on their website, or look in the Plymouth Review. Visit them online at plymouth-k12-k12-wi-.us. Us, go Panthers. A lot of dashes and dots in there, Brad.
Zach Klobenchek at right guard. Dive over the right side. Gain of about 3 yards.
Again, as
2
always,
yards. Miskey on the carry.
we want to thank all of our sponsors. Support the sponsors and let them know that you heard it here on Plymouth
4 on the play.
Community Television TV 14.
Well, Scott, we're going to go ahead and excuse you for the post-game interview.
Pretty
Get
quick
set up
here,
for
yeah.
that.
Yes, I am.
4:30 left in the fourth quarter. Continuous running clock. 41-6 Panthers lead. Schneider will give it over to the right side to Miskey, and they are just shooting the gaps with their linebackers, and they're not worried about our pass whatsoever.
At number 47.
I think I'll turn it over to you for the rest of the evening, Brad, and get ready with Mr. Niles.
No gain. 4th and 7.
4th and 7, you'll see the original punt group come out here. You do not have necessarily a backup punt group, and to set one out there just would probably be a mistake. Snapping the ball for the Panthers is Zach Kane. That's a little bit different. Usually it's Miskey, not Miskey, but Traco. And we're going to have a timeout here as the New Holstein Huskies had the wrong personnel out there possibly. Well, the JV group will play the New Holstein Husky JVs on Monday. New conference rule allows kids to play on Friday night, and whoever can get a lot of playing time or whatever can play the JV game on a Monday night. Beautiful night here in New Holstein. Wind has shifted a little bit and picked up a little bit, and it feels like that front has moved through. That's okay. We love Wisconsin weather. Just wait 20 minutes, it'll change. Timeout over, and Panthers will go ahead and punt this ball away. 3:46 left in this fourth quarter. 41-6 Panthers. Brad Ballbrick, along with Scott Richards, who's now making his way down to the field to have a interview with Coach Dan Knaus. Very nice punt by Williford. Received there quite well. Couple nice moves. Panthers really not able to bring him down, and Williford, I should say Staling will take him down at the New Holstein 42-yard line. I'd like to mention the coaching staff for the Plymouth Panthers.
Make that the 43.
Of course, the head coach is Dan Knaus. He also takes care of all defensive work and primarily works with linebackers, but he is the defensive coordinator, overall head coach Dan Knaus. Offensive coordinator is Gail Grahn. He oversees all of the offense and primarily deals with the quarterbacks and running backs, but will be the offensive coordinator. There's that sweep again. This time he's gonna get outside on the edge again. A lot quicker than you would think.
Ball carried by number 25, Devin Olm.
Assistant coaches are Jim Beaver, who takes care of the offensive line, Pat Brunette, defensive backs, Clayton Moore, defensive line, Greg Gritt, wide receivers. They all share their duties and collaborate and put it all together as Plymouth football coaches. Second and 7. Another sweep here, and that time tripped up nicely by our foreign exchange
Josh Berg.
player.
Field by number 19,
Luxiala. Mikko Luxiala, our foreign exchange student from Finland.
3rd and 9.
Well, they come hard at the edges, and that's a perfect way to take care of it, is make sure that you have to make them either bounce or turn in. This defense is more designed to run it to the sideline, but you have to make them run it to the sideline deep in their own territory, or deep in their own backfield, I should say. Double wings, goes straight drop, throws under. Good speed with this kid. Miskey on the chase, and will take him down from behind.
Pass complete to number 25, Devin Olm, tackled by number 4, Trevor Miskey.
Well, I'll tell you this.
First down, New Holstein for
This
the
Devin Holm.
of Plymouth.
Holm is a senior, 5'7" running back, and he just did a delayed drag route over the middle. Miskey got a little bit behind him, and had all he could do to catch him. Closing in at 1:05 left in this fourth quarter in this game. Panthers lead 41-6. Here comes that sweep again. And Miko will be there. I'll tell you, he has learned a lot tonight. Very well played by
Josh Burke in the backfield, loss of 4 on the play.
So Miko Luciala again with a very nice play, loss of about 7 yards. Probably 6. Second and 16. Well, right after the game, we'll have an interview with Scott Richards and Coach Dan Knaus, summarizing the game and talk a little bit about perceptions. And caught there for a gain of about 5 yards.
Pass complete to number 42.
He'll be tagged down there and give the tackle to number 68, Cole Meyer.
3, 3rd and 11.
Brings up 3rd and 11, and that'll do it. That is the end of the game.
New Holstein 6.
Panthers win it 41-6. Colin Niles with a big game.
Join us then.
4 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run. And Staley with the other touchdown run. That'll do it. Panthers will win this one 41-6. That'll do it. This is Brad Balbrick. And we're going to cut away after I'm done. We'll have an interview with Scott Richards on the field. But Panthers win this one pretty decisively. Colin Niles with a big game. 4 touchdown passes, was 15 for 17 in the first half for 254 yards. Didn't have to do much in the second half. Did run one in from about 12 yards out, I believe, and Staley with a long run. That was it. 41-6. That'll do it for Plymouth Panther football. This is Brad Balbrick and Scott Richards, Apollo. Good night.
Welcome to Panther Post Game. Scott Richards, Todd Niles on the camera. I'm with victorious coach Dan Knaus. The Panthers won tonight, 41-6. Coach Knaus, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we keep stressing on being better each week, and we don't want to fall into that doldrum of being the same over and over. I think tonight we really did some nice things out in the perimeter, and that was our focus because we thought they were pretty stout up front, and we could get some things on the perimeter. And Colin threw the ball well. Our kids caught the ball really well again, and we did some really nice things tonight.
I would agree. Holstein did a great job up front. They were quick off the ball, but you varied so many things offensively and defensively. You have quite a menu you can throw at these opposing teams.
Yeah, we're not big by any stretch of the imagination, physical size-wise, and they were probably much bigger than us. But some of the things we do schematically and some of the things our athletes can do, we take advantage of, and I think we did a good job of taking advantage of that tonight. Well,
and I've said I think you guys do a great job of planning. So the Panthers are now 3-0 in the conference. And next week we travel to
Waupun. So
Waupun Warriors, and we'll look forward to it. Thank you very, very much, and good luck next week.
Thanks.